teacher education and new times. With the passage of time, new changes are taking place, and in order to fit into the changes and the challenges in the new times, what should be the teacher education and what way the teacher education programs should be designed. So this would be the main focus of our discussions, and that everyone knows that the success of the education system is dependent on developing the necessary attitudinal and professional competencies in the teaching profession and of the teachers. And the better that professional competencies of the teachers are, and that is the one sort of the promise of the success of the education system. And many countries have been proposing the change in their system, which is very closely integrated with the proposed change in both the initial and in-service teacher education programs. Initial means before joining the job teacher education program like B.Ed, PS education, and during the service is continuous professional development program. We will give the example of the England and the Wales, that's the United Kingdom. And the structure of the content of the initial teacher education program has been altered, and it tends that, and they have changed the teacher education programs, and that the focus is that the students have to spend more time in schools during their training. Which students? The students of the B.Ed program, because we are talking not the students of the schools. Schools here means those institutions where the teacher trainee are under education. So the students have to spend more time in schools or the colleges, teacher training institutions during their training, more time, and that is the limit is specified. The schools' involvement in training has been increased. And here there is another aspect, that the teachers, while their trainings, they must be spending adequate time or proportionate duration of the time in the teaching practice places in the schools. Those schools are primary schools, secondary schools, but they are taken as the part of the teacher training institutions. Higher education institutions have to pay schools for their contribution, because in the universities they don't have a chain of the schools where that internees or the teaching practices takes place. So there must be the collaboration both the institutions. Content of the training has been defined by the government. The government of that state will decide what should be the content of the teacher training programs. Competencies and the standards desired from the teachers is that emphasize on the subject-based knowledge, basics of the literacy, numeracy, and ICT. These are the basic themes of the titles of the content to be provided, suggested by the government. Establishing professional standard boards. The teacher should be professionally assessed, regularly rated, insisting on the professional accreditation of all schools. That the professional accreditation is the process where the professional bodies like PMDC in the medical profession, engineering council in the engineering profession, bar council for the lawyers, and in education we have National Accreditation Council for the teacher educators. In teacher education, they assess, they check the professional level of that schools, and the licensing of the teachers based on performance. Since the teaching is a profession, and the profession cannot be run without having the license of that specific period. The professional bodies, accreditation councils, issue the license to the teachers. For example, the teacher is licensed to teach in this district, in this province. He cannot shift to another province. He cannot shift to the wider grade, senior grade. So these are the license for the specific period. For example, in Pakistan, the medical doctors are supposed to acquire the license for practice for the specific period. There are different globalizing trends, or they emerge they are emerging reforms across continents, and they suggest that the current reconstruction of the education needs to be understood as a part of broader economic changes are taking place, social, political changes are taking place, cultural process and the globalization are taking place. These are the basic things. On those basis, these trends make shift in the education from one trend to another trend. Change in education management, it's very important concept, are known as new public management. And there are seven distinct elements of new public management. And those are hands-on professional management in public sector. They must be the competent in the government sector. Those hands-on practice they must have how to manage the schools, the system, the use of explicit, very clear standards in the measurement of the performance, greater emphasis on the control via measures of output, the development of the smaller manageable units, the movement to increase sector competition, a stress on private sector styles of management, greater discipline and parsimony in the use of the resources. Another important aspect is continuing role of the state. State has been playing very important role. For example, recently we have the important initiative of the government that the One Nation, One Curriculum. And this initiative and the role in the curriculum and the system of the state has a direct impact on the teacher performance and the curriculum and the system, etc. And it is based on the new cultural changes and the cultural forms, and it gives the shift from one aspect to the other aspect of the teacher identity, teacher's role, teacher's standards, etc. Notions of the professionalism. What is the notion of the professionalism? What kind of the professionalism or what level of the professional should be? The conventional professionalism is grounded in notions of esoteric knowledge, specialist expertise, and the public status. And the modern day professionalism emphasizes on whole range of the process of the knowledge that involves making judgments. It is now in that we have a holistic approach. Skills, knowledge, and the competencies should be taken holistically. Resistance to the reforms. Everywhere from the advanced country to the lower and the developing nations, there is resistance to the reforms. The people, the teachers, the stakeholders resist the reforms. The search for the democratic professionalism. There is need of the democratic professionalism where the aspirations and the expectations of the every stakeholders based on the globalizations and needs of the modern times be accumulated and be adjusted for the sake of the professionalism. And the democratic professionalism seeks to demystify professional work, build alliances between teachers and the excluded constituencies of students and parents, members of the community, on whose behalf decisions have traditionally been made either by the profession or and by the states.